Facebook. How we doing? How are we doing this sunny Sunday morning? It's actually not sunny, is it? It's freezing cold. Hence the millions of layers that I've got on in the office this morning. So I'm at work today. I've got some stuff I need to do. Deadline is Wednesday. So me and the dog, she's rummaging around my feet. We've come to the office today to have a day of peace. The husband's gone to see Man United play. So basically I'm off the hook for the whole day to just do what I want to do. So I'm one of those nerdy people that actually, when I've got a whole day to do what I want to do, I generally go and do some really cool, fun work. So yeah, I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But anyway, here I am. I'm waiting for my coffee to be made, my kettle to boil. And I just got thinking, so I've had some quite cool news this week. I thought I'd just share it with you guys. So I've been trying to buy a house for almost a year now. So we put our first offer in, I don't know, like 10 months ago, something like that. And it's actually a house for like me to live in. So it's not an investment, although it is an investment because obviously property is always an investment. But it's definitely in the liability category, not the asset category. It's definitely a house that I'm gonna have to pay for myself. But I'm excited about it, and I'm excited about it because once upon a time I said I wanted to have a house in the countryside where I could have chickens. And if I could buy a house in the countryside where I could have chickens, I'll know I've made it. It was one of my I've made it goals. Now, I'm also very aware I've definitely not made anything. I've not arrived anywhere. I'm still grafting my little butt off. But I have a thing called my I've made it goals, and it's things like I could take my mum to New York. I want to take my nan to China. I wanted a house in the countryside where I could have chickens. I wanted a dog. I wanted to be able to pay down my mortgages, all these things. So I have got a list of like I've made it goals, and on there is a house in the countryside where I could have chickens if I wanted to. And after basically nearly a year of negotiating backwards and forwards, trying to get to a point where we had enough saved up for deposit and being able to release equity from other assets that we've got, working with my broker backwards and forwards. My brokers are amazing. Obviously, because I'm self-employed, I don't have a big salary on paper. Like my pay slips don't pay me very, very much. I take dividends out of the profits of the business, so I get paid based on the results of the company. So yeah, it took a long time to get to a point where the vendors and myself and Andy agree on a price we're willing to pay, what's included in the deal, what isn't included in the deal, and get to a point where actually we've had a yes. So this week we had the yes. Now, obviously it's not a done deal yet. Definitely not going to jinx it. Massive touch wood. We are working now on getting all the lending formally through, we're basically refinancing a house that we live in now. We're going to be renting that out, and we're going to be basically upgrading to our new house. So there's still some work to do, right? And there's still some we've still got to put some effort in to get it over the line. Fingers crossed. I'm definitely not jinxing it. But the point I wanted to make about this video, while I sort of stood here waiting for the kettle to boil, is that sometimes we feel like stuff should be happening faster than it is. Sometimes we feel like you put the offer out and it should be a yes, and then it's this, and then you should be yes, and then you should be able to get the money, and then you should be able to do this, and then that, and then this, and it should all just flow. It doesn't work like that. It really rarely works like that. Sometimes you get lucky and shit just all falls into place, right? It happens. But in this industry, in any industry actually, in business as a whole, right, things do not work out as you plan them to all of the time. And sometimes you just have to understand that you have to be fucking patient, and things will work out exactly as they're meant to, exactly when they are meant to. Now, I'm not going to lie, if we'd have bought this house a year ago, we would have managed it, but pressure wise, financially wise, it would have been tough. It's not going to not be tough now, because I think when you buy anything, I think you always need to make sure you're paying your bills and stuff like that. But it's going to be less pressure now than it was a year ago or 10 months ago. It'll be less pressure in a year from now than it is today. So the message I want you guys to really think about, whatever it is you're prepping to do this week, whatever it is you've spent the weekend pondering in terms of, it's just not happening, and fucking hell, I wish it was going faster for me, and I'm spending money on like this, that and the other, or I'm doing training, or whatever it is that you're doing, you're spending money with solicitors, or you're putting time, effort and energy into factoring up deal offer packs, and nothing's happening for you, don't freak out about that. Embrace it. Embrace the fact that every step you're doing, every minute you're putting in, you're learning. Every step you're moving forwards, you're progressing your knowledge. Even if you don't feel like you are, you definitely are. You know, the fact that we've managed to get it at the price we have now, I'm actually paying less now than I offered 10 months ago. So I've also saved myself a load of money because we've been patient and got to a point where it works for everybody. Now, if you are not patient and you keep pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and trying to make everything happen immediately, the people that you're working with around you may not be able to work at that speed, at that basis, in which case actually you end up disconnecting with those people. You know, if you are, I know, and again, it's important that speed happens, like with legals and stuff like that, I get it. But sometimes you just got to let things happen when they're supposed to. You know, if you are forcing the issue with agents about getting your offer accepted and not being flexible on your offer or wanting to negotiate, and it's just your way or no way, and then you become really super pushy, they just stop speaking to you. Yeah, it's important to understand that patience is actually a really important aspect of what we do, because things work out exactly as they're meant to, exactly when they are meant to. Yeah, there's a reason why my first business went bust. It's because it taught me how to run a business properly. It taught me every way not to run a business. So now when I started my second business and the group of companies I've got now, I've got it, I'm getting it right. I'm doing a better job than I did the first time because I learned those lessons from being patient. You know, I let those things happen to me. Yeah, they weren't comfortable, and I'm sure you guys have been through some of this yourselves. You know, sometimes you feel like you're banging your head against the brick wall and it's just not working out for you, and then you start to blame yourself. And you start to set yourself up to fail because you say, well, it should be this and I should be that and I should be doing this and I'm not, and so actually I'm a waste of space and blah, blah, blah. And we all have that inner turmoil, right? Well, I do, definitely. But I want you to understand, yeah, everything that's happening in your world right now is a result of what's been, the choices that you've made leading up to today. Everything that's in your life right now is a consequence of those decisions and choices, and everything that will be is also a consequence of the decisions and the choices and the time and the effort and the patience and the energy and everything that you put in from this point onwards. So if you're stressing out, if you're feeling a little bit like you're not getting where you want to go, my message to you today is to just stop panicking, stop freaking out about it, roll with the punches, let life do its thing, let the world and the world do its thing, keep working hard, keep pushing, keep making the effort, keep putting in every single ounce of energy that you need to put in, you know, whatever it takes. But at the same time, don't be too hard on yourself and don't set yourself up to fail, because ultimately what happens is you end up listening to the bullshit story inside your head and you end up giving up. So don't do that. Be patient, enjoy the process, trust the process, and have faith in you, because when you have faith in you, you are the one that's going to make it happen. Enjoy your Sunday. I'm going to go and do the work I've got to do. I'm looking at a development site in Milton Keynes today. And my kettle's boiled now. I've had my little Facebook live chat. Have an amazing day, whatever you're up to. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I will catch up with you next week. See you later, bye.